Do you ever think to yourself, God, I need a word for that? How about when describing how you feel about something or something that you've seen? Well, as wonderful as the English language is, sometimes there are words that we wish we had, but we just don't. So joining us to discuss the nuances of language, first of all, here on set, I'm joined by Caroline Teherani, and in our Google Hangout, we've got Haley Sweetland Edwards, author of the article, 14 Wonderful Words with No English Equivalent from the week, and she's also an editor at Washington Monthly. So hello, welcome.
Hi, Haley.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us. Let's get into some of these 14 wonderful words. The first word from your piece is shimomed jamo, or it's a word from Georgia, which you describe as, quote, you know when you're really full, but your meal is just so delicious that you can't stop eating it. The Georgians feel your pain. This word means I accidentally ate the whole thing. I love this. I don't know if you guys have ever been to Georgia, but I was just there last year in June or July, and Georgian food, Georgian cuisine is amazing. So if there's any culture, any language that needs to have this word, you know, where it totally makes sense to me,
it's the Georgians, right?
It's the Georgians. How do we pronounce that correctly, Haley?
I think you got it. I Shamama Jamo, I think.
Um,
That was done like a pro. I'm sorry, we're like putting you on the spot about pronunciation of like all these different words.
Nicely done. How did you go about picking these words and finding them?
Well, I got them in different ways. It actually began with Shamama Jamo. I was living in Georgia for.
So you know what I'm talking about.
I do indeed. I do indeed. The national dish is essentially cheesy bread. So, and it just goes up from there. Okay. So it's very easy to shamama jamo yourself.
Yeah, no kidding on cheesy bread. That sounds great. Well, another word that you found that we loved was koino yokan, which is Japanese for that sense upon first meeting a person that the two of you are going to fall in love. So I really love this one. So I mean, you know, Haley, have you ever experienced this? I want to say it again.
Say it again.
I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna say koino yokan.
That I have absolutely no idea how to pronounce that one. So, so I think you got it. That sounded good to me.
And have you ever experienced it though? That moment where you meet somebody and you know that that's the person you're going to fall in love with.
I have.
Oh, do tell. Okay, this is getting juicy now.
Yeah.
I thought it was just about words.
Screw the words. Tell us about that.
I don't know. I think you ladies have probably experienced it too. You just feel like you've been hit by a Mack truck. It's lovely. But the Japanese took the Mack truck analogy and made it romantic. So that's even better.
Oh, very true. I like the way the Japanese did it. I think we have all been there.
Yeah.
Doesn't always end well, but you know. Now, one of the funniest words has to be pelinti, and this one comes from Ghana, and that means to move hot food around in your mouth. How did that come up?
I can't imagine why somebody. I mean, I love the fact that some of these words are really fabulous because you think I definitely do want a word for that. I don't know if I need a word for that. Do you want a word for that?
Food around. It makes you want to do, act it out.
A bit of this, yeah.
Yeah, I after this story got picked up by the Week and got a little bit more publicity. I was joking around yesterday with a friend who had just bitten into a giant. I forget what we were eating. I can't remember, but he kind of did that, like. Look.
Yeah, we've all been there and done that. Yeah, usually in a restaurant. Well, I wonder if there's a word for the opposite though, for like brain freeze. I mean, we have two, I guess. But
well, we have brain freeze. By the way, someone just asked too. Are we talking Georgia, the country, or the state in the United States? And we're talking about the country. But we actually have another one from our very own Sarah Beagle, who works here. Says taruf is a great word in Farsi that is untranslatable. It means don't say you don't want something when you actually really do. You sure you don't want some ice cream? Don't taruf.
It's a fantastic word. It's a word that my relatives use a million times. Usually when my grandmother was trying to feed us more rice, and you would just say, please, no more, and you would cover your plate, and somehow she would find a space under your arm, and there'd be more rice. I was a slightly chunky child.
So don't resist.
Yeah, don't resist, don't resist. Okay, so there is a meme from the film Clueless. We all love that film, Clueless. So Hayley, tell us about Lyogenic, or a full-on Monet. I don't know if you guys remember that scene in the film Clueless where Cher is like, you know, it's like a Monet where from like far away it like looks really cool, and then you look up close and it's like this hot mess.
Oh, big mess. Yeah. How could I even forget that scene? Maybe I've seen Clueless a few too many times.
So Hayley, tell us about that a little bit more.
The word itself, I've been sort of corrected by friends that it's actually a made-up word in the Philippines too, as I understand it. So they actually made up the word to themselves. But I'm not exactly sure if that still counts, if we can steal a made-up word. But, you know, it kind of makes sense. The whole looks good from far away, but up close, it's a big old mess.
Yeah. I think that still counts when you make up words, because sometimes, you know, I'm not going to lie, and this is incredibly rude, but I have done this. You know, if you're in a certain company and then there's one other person, you know, like my mom, and just the two of us speak Russian, and, you know, and you don't necessarily want everyone else to understand what you're saying, or you're walking around in public, and like, you know, it just wouldn't be nice, then I'll use Russian. But otherwise, sometimes you need to make up words with your friends because you can't say it out loud if everyone speaks English.
My stepmom and I will do this thing where we just say, oh, I have a hair in my mouth. And usually that is when you've been caught short and you don't want somebody to know that you're about to talk about them, which is really rude.
Well, now you've just told everyone your secret.
I know.
Now, Hayley, also according to you, there's actually a word for to sleep on the floor without a mat while drunk and naked?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, well, I'm not, that one's I think South African, right?
What's that word again?
Oh, you're going to make me pronounce it.
Let's do that again. Which one was?
I don't have it in front of me, but
I'm trying to look now.
Sleep on the mat. Okay, go ahead.
Rui, maybe? Or Ray. I don't know. It's a Tsonga word from South Africa, which I get this. I didn't actually go and speak to any Tsonga-speaking people, so I have to trust a friend who pointed me towards this word. And I'm not sure. I mean, I think I personally, I don't think I've ever been in that situation.
Well, Hayley,
I was just going to say that, by the way, it could be roue, or what many people call college.
Yeah.
AKA, in English, we do have a word for that.
Well,
it's called college.
Speaking of college, for all those college kids who are hungover after sleeping on the floor, there is a word, pouleg, or a word used to describe anything that can go on a sandwich. And that's apparently pouleg.
Right.
Which depends on who's making the sandwich.
And you use the right preposition there. It is on a sandwich, not in a sandwich, which my Swedish friend who gave me that word corrected me later, that, you know, you actually pile it on. You've got to think kind of open face. And that is actually something that I still do on a regular basis.
Well, what can I say? You learn something new every day, and these 14 wonderful words. I can't say words.
These 14 wonderful words. Say it in Georgian.
No, I can't even speak English anymore.
Just say it in Russian.
With no equivalent. We've got that in the resource wall for everyone to check out. And, you know, I guess if you know other words, too, do pass them along to us.
Yeah, keep commenting.
Hayley, you might have 14 more new words coming up soon.
Yeah, send them my way.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Hayley.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Alyona.
Ray. I'm just going to keep practicing those.
I'm just going to say the sandwich one. It's fun.
All right, guys. Thank you, and stick around. A lot more coming up on HuffPost Live.